Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. Nez is in the basket today and we're ready for today's episode. It's gonna be a good episode. I hope you have a great time today, everybody, and let me know in the comments what you think. And the first story says, am I the a-hole for refusing to give money to my brother to save his daughter? I refuse to give $100,000 to my brother to fund his legal custody battle. Am I the a-hole for this? My brother called me out of the blue one day. We've been living in different countries for many years and we're often not in touch. He's been going through a divorce and custody battle for a long time. The divorce is really ugly. Both he and his ex-wife are extremely similar, being stubborn, argumentative, and always right. They're both ex-army. So my brother asked me for $100,000. Specifically, it's for the newest set of lawyers, quote, to conduct a last all-out custody battle. He explains it like a military strategy and explains that it's a last stand and it's about showing strength. According to his new lawyers, it's completely unwinnable, not recommended, a complete waste of time, and he's better off accepting the hard truth than saving the money. Yeah, I personally agree with the lawyers based on what I was told by my brother, yet he's insisting it's the only thing left to do. He also said that there's no way that he could pay it back. My view was if it's life or death, then yeah, but it's not. And it would only hurt everybody making this last stand. So, are you the a-hole for not giving your brother $100,000 when there's pretty much no point to give him $100,000? Let me think about this. No, of course not. You don't have to give him $100,000. The top comment says not the a-hole, and what the f does he mean showing strength? Custody's about the kids, not him. And according to his new lawyers, it's a completely unwinnable, not recommended waste of time, and he's better off accepting the hard truth than saving the money. There's your answer, save the money. Yeah, of course. Like, how ridiculous. Hey sibling, I want you to waste $100,000 on me, and I also can't pay you back. Let me think about this. No. The lawyers are saying that it's not gonna do anything. So what does your brother think? This comment says, I'm unclear how this saves his daughter. Is her mother unfit somehow? And OP said that's one of the claims that my brother has made, but that's been disagreed with by the courts and counsellors before. Yeah, this is so confusing. The comment above that says, your brother wants $100,000 from you to show his ex that he's a big important man. That's psychotic. Custody's not supposed to be a pissing match. It's to determine what's best for the children. He doesn't seem to give a damn about his kid, not the a-hole. The comment below that says not the a-hole, this isn't cancer treatment. They're deciding where the best place a little girl should live. And nothing in your post makes it sound like a judge can't make a good decision about that right now. So save your money. Yeah, and the comment below that, exactly, the court already has the info it needs. Throwing more money at it won't magically change the outcome. Better to save that $100,000 than fund a losing battle. Yeah, and it's also wild to assume that your sibling has $100,000 spare that they can just happily give you. You're not talking about $500 here, dude. You want $100,000. Yeah, all because your brother wants to show strength? Your brother's more worried about that than he is about his own kids. No, don't waste your money, OP. Your brother's worried about the wrong stuff. Yeah, like the comment below that says, not the a-hole. Okay, so it's $100,000 out of your pocket, but also thousands of dollars from the mum's pocket in attorney fees that could be used to better the life of the kids. You made the right choice. It's so nice to have Nez back in the basket. Am I the a-hole for not picking the restaurant that my cousin wanted? I, 25 female, recently received a great promotion at work, and I'm really excited. Because of that, I decided to invite some family out to dinner to celebrate. I chose a steakhouse, and when my cousin Aria, 32 female, found out that it was a steakhouse, called me to let me know that I had to pick a different restaurant. When I asked why, she explained that it was because she was vegan and gluten-free, and also has a few allergies and couldn't trust that they wouldn't cross-contaminate her food. I explained to her that there were vegan and gluten-free options, and we could let the restaurant know of her allergies so everything would be fine. She refused, saying that it doesn't make a difference, and told me that if I don't pick a different restaurant, she wouldn't attend. And then she hung up. This has happened in the past as well. Whenever I want to go out to a restaurant, whether it's for an event or a birthday, she's got an issue with it and has been doing that since I was younger. I remember when I turned 16, she told my parents that I had picked a restaurant that she couldn't eat at. And because of this, my parents let her pick where we went for my birthday, and she picked one of my least favorite restaurants and I had no fun. Yeah, that's not right. To be honest, I don't even really care if she attends or not. So I texted her and I let her know that I wouldn't be changing the restaurant. And because of that, she's been going absolutely feral, texting others to not attend because I'm being so inconsiderate. I've been asked if I can maybe go to a different restaurant for her preferences, but I denied. Am I the a-hole? No, definitely not. And that bit that you said about your 16th birthday, where she told your parents that you picked a restaurant she couldn't eat at, and then your parents let her pick one for your birthday, and then chose a place that you don't even like. It's so rude to demand this, and I feel like the way they reacted says it all. Instead of being like, yeah, I understand it's your celebration, not mine. I don't get to tell you where you have to go. They're having a tantrum about it, trying to get everybody else not to go. Yeah, this comment, I had to double check the age. She's 32 pulling this tantrum BS. I couldn't handle it. Not the a-hole, and enjoy your dinner with those who join. And also, your parents are a-holes letting her choose your birthday and giving in to her. Yes, so unbelievably self-centered and entitled too. I demand that you change it. The comment above that one says, not the a-hole, your cousin sounds like an absolute pill and may be jealous to not be the center of attention. Enjoy your dinner. I guarantee you won't miss her at all, nor anybody else who chooses not to attend in protest on her behalf. Yeah, definitely a not the a-hole consensus. The next one, am I the a-hole for refusing to try on the wedding dress that my mum bought me without asking? I, 28 female, recently got engaged and I was excited to pick out my wedding dress, something I've been looking forward to doing myself. My mum, 56 female, took it upon herself to buy a wedding dress for me. She never asked me to go shopping together or send me ideas. She literally went out, bought a dress that she liked, and then put it in my closet without saying anything. I just found it one day while getting something else. No conversation, no heads up, just a dress hanging there. It's nothing like what I would have chosen for myself. It's super traditional and all big and poofy and very Princess Bride, and just not me. She never asked me what I liked, what styles I was thinking about, or even if I wanted to help. Yeah, and big surprise, you didn't like it. What did your mum think was gonna happen? I feel hurt that she didn't involve me at all, and now she's upset that I haven't even tried it on, and says that I'm being ungrateful. My family's saying that I should try it on to make her happy, but it feels like she made a big decision about my wedding without me. She let my two older sisters have their wedding dress moments, and she didn't even bother to ask me what I wanted. Am I the gay hoe for refusing to try it on? Update number 1, I see a lot of comments about me changing my lock, but I want to clarify that I found this wedding dress in my childhood closet in my parents' house. They kept all of our rooms the same, so sometimes I store clothes there that don't fit me anymore, and that's when I found the wedding dress that my mum intended for me. Number 2, for everybody asking about the cost, I actually don't know how much the dress was. I didn't ask, and honestly, I don't want to know. The dress isn't my style at all, and I'd probably be horrified to find out how much you spent on something that I had no say in and that I don't even like. Based on how my mum usually shops, I wouldn't be surprised if it was over $500 to $1,000. But again, this whole situation isn't really about the price tag. It's about not being included in such a personal decision and feeling like my preferences didn't even matter. Wow, that's so interesting. I don't understand what the mum would have been thinking. Yeah, the top comment, info, what was her explanation as to why she did this? And OP said her explanation was that she thought it was pretty and that I should look at the price tag. I told her, what if I don't like it? And she told me to look at the price tag again. She didn't understand why I was so upset, so I emotionally shut down and I ended the conversation because I knew that she was going to steamroll me. Just to look at the price tag. What is she even talking about? So because you spent a lot of money on it, that means that you have to love it? Like, what did we just read? I thought it was pretty. Look at the price tag. OP says, what if I don't like it? And they say, look at the price tag. Again, as in, because I spent a lot of money on this wedding dress that I didn't even ask if you wanted, you have to like it? Yeah, sorry, but that's not how that works. Yeah, this comment, there's no f***ing way this is the first time that your mum's acted like this. I would bet good money that people in the family have been enabling this behavior for years, instead of setting boundaries and spraying her with a water bottle like they should have done. It won't be easy, but dig in your heels or she'll take over your entire wedding and eventually your life, not the gay hole. OP's also got this comment that says she implied that it was expensive, so I should like it. I haven't checked the price tag yet because I wasn't emotionally ready to see how much she spent on it. She's got a shopping addiction and will drop $3,000 or more on a designer bag, but then tell her kids that we're poor and need to save money. Wow, okay, yeah, once again, all the comments are not the gay hole, which is not surprising. Yeah, this comment, not the gay hole, is your mum always like this? Because that's some next level weird behavior. Boundary setting sounds like it's going to be absolutely key in the run up to the wedding, plus passwords and stuff. Yeah, very confusing. Like, hey, look at the price tag. Oh, you don't like it? Well, look at the price tag. You have to like it because it was expensive. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Am I the a-hole for not letting new neighbors put scaffolding on my drive for 2 weeks? Hi, a couple have recently bought the house next door to us and are having improvements done to it. The house had an extension built onto their driveway, meaning they now don't have a drive and have access to their back garden. However, there's a gate that goes into my drive, but I've got it blocked off as they assume that they have access and have seen multiple people on my driveway without even asking me first. Last week I saw a builder knocking at my door on the doorbell camera, but I was at work. They came around at 7:40 the next morning and said they'd have to put scaffolding on my drive to have improvements done to the roof next door. I said no, and he asked me why. Firstly, it's my drive. Secondly, the new neighbour should have come around and asked me, rather than telling the builder to do it. He said the man moving in had been up multiple times and tried knocking. That was a lie. I work from home 90% of the time, and I can see through the doorbell camera. The couple came around the following evening and asked me about it. This was the first interaction I'd even had with them. However, a week prior, my partner's mum had parked outside their house to pick her and our 8-month-old daughter up. I found that a note had been put onto her windscreen saying, "Please don't block my drive." She wasn't blocking the drive, was there about 5 minutes, and was on a raised curb, which is totally legal to park on. He didn't come and say anything while I was there, but as soon as I went back into the house, he said something to my partner and her mum. My main issues are that they've assumed that they can use my property, didn't even come and ask and got a builder to do it, lied about coming up and knocking on the door saying that we weren't in, and now wants my drive for 2 weeks when we can't even park outside their house for 5 minutes when we're not even blocking the driveway, which had been extended. I know that with the ANLA Act that for urgent and essential repairs, they can use somebody's drive. However, does this apply when they've bought a house that has voluntarily blocked their drive off? And furthermore, the house was up for £270,000 and they offered 266. I'm pretty sure that if the roof needed to be replaced urgently, it would have been a lot cheaper than this. Yeah, like this comment says, that scaffolding will not be there for only 2 weeks. The top comment says, not the a-hole with a smile, explain that you've got a little one, and when little one pickup parked on the street, some jerk put a rude note on mother-in-law's window. You don't know who it was, so you don't want to annoy that person again, so you need your drive. So sorry, can't be of help. All with a smile, of course. This comment says, not the a-hole, this has the makings of a one-sided neighbour relationship. If they're sticking notes on cars that are parked there legally, there's no chance they'd let you put scaffolding in their garden. Nope, I wouldn't even entertain them, except for laying out the reasoning behind your decision. Yeah, definitely a not the a-hole consensus. The next one says, am I the a-hole for quitting my job when my boss just told me that my salary is going to be cut in half? I run a small restaurant that has not been doing great over the last 2 years. I've tried my best to do everything within my power to boost sales and get new customers, but the ownership refuses to advertise or use social media appropriately, like make a TikTok or engage users or make events for specials. They also do not replace broken equipment. The ice machine's got mold growing in it. The cooler doors fall off a few times a shift. An AC unit in the kitchen just doesn't work, so it's always hot and uncomfortable for the cooks. I've been working there for 12 years and I love my job 90% of the time, but yesterday I got told that my salary is going to be cut in half starting next pay period, and they wanted me to pick what my remaining responsibilities were going to be. Keep in mind, I'm the only manager and there's no chef. I manage all orders, beer, liquor, wine and food. I plan special events like Thanksgiving dinners or beer specials. I cook when a kitchen guy's out sick. I bartend when nobody can cover a shift. I'm the electrician, plumber, HVAC, janitor, therapist. I make all the schedules and do all the training, created the training program, pay the bills, the list goes on. The owners take extravagant trips yearly like going to the Paris Olympics or Scotland for a week. They spent 3 months in Europe 2 summers ago while I ran their business. What? Now that the business isn't doing so hot, I'm the only salaried employee and I have to give up half of my pay? I'd go from $1,800 per week to $900 and then be forced to bartend to supplement my income, which means that my bartenders will make less money and have fewer shifts while I have to work more hours to get other responsibilities taken care of. So I want to tell them that I don't accept the pay cut because I know that I'll still be responsible for all the stuff ownership is going to neglect or forget to do, which I assume will mean that I'm fired or quit. Does that make me a selfish a-hole? My husband says that I should stick it out because I need the insurance, but I'm tired of feeling like I've been taken advantage of. That is terrible. OP, you're not being selfish. They don't give a damn about you. They're trying to get rid of you. This comment says what your employer's doing is called constructive dismissal. It's a legal term where your boss purposely and drastically changes your employment contract in hopes of getting rid of you. Yeah, 100%. This comment says they've got an a-hole relative who needs a job and he's already replaced you. Yeah, could you imagine? Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. Think of it this way. You can stay at a sinking restaurant at half pay, or you can get a job at half pay in a thriving restaurant and work that pay up. You owe your employer nothing after what they did. They sure as hell aren't taking a 50% pay cut. Yeah, like all the comments are saying, by the sounds of it, the whole restaurant is going down. Like it's a sinking ship. By the sounds of it, they're trying to get rid of you, and by the sounds of it, the job there is gonna end. Like it's kind of inevitable. it's going to happen at some point. You don't owe anything to the owners. You're the one holding everything together. They are taking you for granted. Yeah, get out of there for sure, OP. And also, what, they've got moldy stuff, but they don't do anything about it? Like this comment says, I own a restaurant and I'd hire somebody like OP in a heartbeat. It's hard to find employees that care that much. She's so valuable. She needs to go find somebody who appreciates her. The next one says, am I the gay hot for leaving a hairdresser after I was late? I booked with the new hairstylist. I was running about 5 to 10 minutes late. Not great, but traffic, life happens. So I sent her a message and I gave her a heads up. When I got to the salon, surprise, the door was locked. No code, no instructions, no, hey, here's how you get inside. I was just standing there like an awkward little goblin outside the building texting her for help. She admitted to forgetting to send me the entrance instructions. She took a few minutes to respond, and by the time I actually entered the salon and found her little unit, it was closer to 15 minutes late. Fine, whatever, I'm finally here. Now, you'd think the first interaction would be something like, hey, so sorry about the door, or no worries, I'm glad you made it. Lol, no. Instead, this woman, her reminder I've never met before, sits me down and immediately hits me with, just so you know, if you're this late again, I won't have time to see you, followed by calling me sweets in the most condescending tone. Not even touching my hair. Legitimately is wasting more time lecturing me. She's got an attitude now and tells me that I'm wrong when I say it took her a few minutes to respond, and shows me her phone which says that she replied a minute after my message, but my phone says 3 minutes, so I say, well, we're wasting minutes doing this, and at that point my soul just straight up left my body. I politely said that yeah, I was late, but I had sent a message, and also maybe the abandoned outside in the element situation didn't exactly help. I even offered to shorten the service if needed, but between the locked door and the passive-aggressive lecture, the attitude and the sweets, that felt more like a slap. I realized that I don't need this. I tell her the vibe between us is not conducive to a good rapport, nor is it a relationship worth having. So I left. I didn't pay, I didn't pass go, didn't offer a consolation, didn't rebook, just grabbed my stuff and headed home. I told my friends and now they're joking that I went full Karen for walking out. So now I'm second guessing myself. Am I the gay hot for walking out of a hair appointment after being locked out, getting attitude, and deciding that my piece was worth more than this? Edit, I left early, but there was an accident on the highway and it was shut due to investigations, causing side roads to be heavy. No, the door was not locked because the business was shut. She said that it was always locked and that she forgot to tell me this. I did apologize when I first entered the salon. It's when I mentioned skipping a trim and style. She is the owner and makes her own rules and fees and stuff. The top comment says, I once sat down in the salon chair while the hairdresser was fighting with somebody on the phone, and I got a bad vibe, and I told her I was going to leave because I didn't want her to take out her anger on my hair. This comment says, never underestimate my willingness to get up and go home. Yeah, once again, pretty much all the top comments are not the a-hole. There are comments saying like everybody sucks here because you were late. OP's got a comment that says, just as a note, I came in and I apologized and said that we can skip the blow dry or the trim as a solution, which I feel like is a pretty reasonable solution. I only got frustrated when she sat me down and scolded me without even acknowledging that she also made a mistake by not sending the entry instructions. And also, you said in your edit, OP, that you left early, but there was an accident on the highway, and you were 10 to 15 minutes late in the end. There's a comment that says OP was 15 minutes late, only a few of which we can blame on the stylist. OP should have started the apologies. That doesn't excuse a condescending attitude, and I probably would have left too, but it's telling how OP takes zero responsibility. And OP said, I opened the door and I said, oh my god, traffic was horrible, I'm sorry that I'm late. She was the one trying to compare the text times. That was not me at all, lol. The next one says, am I the gay hot for buying my boyfriend flowers after he mentioned that most men only get them when they die? Okay, so my boyfriend 22 male and I 21 female have been together for about 5 months, and it's been good so far. But about a week ago when I was at his apartment, he told me that most men only receive flowers when they're dead. He then went on a bit of a rant about women not caring as much as men when it comes to their partners, and then men want shows of affection too. I took that as a hint that he wanted flowers, so yesterday I went to a Whole Foods and I picked out all the flowers that I thought he'd like and I put them together in a big bouquet for him. I also got him a coffee and some chocolates and a few other things I thought he'd like. I've done things like this before, but minus the flowers. I usually put a Game Pass gift card or a Lego set. I really feel like this is important because I don't want anybody to think that I don't show him affection or that I don't get him gifts. I definitely do. So I show up to his apartment with the biggest smile. I was so excited for his reaction, but when I gave him the flowers, he got a super uncomfortable look on his face and wouldn't touch or kiss me at all. I asked him what was wrong and if he liked the flowers, and then he kind of blew up at me saying that flowers are only for apologizing, and that if I cheated on him, I needed to tell him right now. Oh my god. Bro, what? I was shocked and I started crying because I've never and would never cheat on anybody. He took the flowers to the kitchen and threw them in the trash. Oh my god, put him in the trash, which felt like a huge punch in the gut. Yeah, because it was. He told me to get out of his apartment and that he didn't have time for cheating bitches. His words. Every time I tried to explain, he said that he didn't want excuses, and when I'm ready to tell him who the man is, then I can talk to him then. But there is no man. I didn't cheat on him. I thought he wanted flowers. I've never thought of flowers as just an apology. Yeah, me neither. He's never gotten them for me, but I thought he didn't like showing love that way, so I buy them for myself every week. I'm so confused and hurt by his reaction. I don't know what to do to fix the situation. Leave him. So am I the gay hoe for buying him flowers? No. Do women really only buy flowers as an apology? No. I'm so confused. Edit. I'm completely overwhelmed by the responses, and everybody is making me realize that he's not worth my time at all. I tried to do something nice for him and he threw it back in my face. I texted him and told him that we need to talk, and his response, finally ready to confess or what? So that tells me that he's done no critical thinking on his end. We're meeting for lunch tomorrow and I'll update everybody after. Thank you everybody for the kind replies and for opening my eyes to what an a-hole this guy is. I'm so glad that I didn't waste years of my time. Edit, I want to clarify a few things about my post. Number one, his parents gift each other flowers pretty regularly, so he has seen flowers given to a partner for reasons other than cheating. Number two, his mum gifted him flowers for his college graduation, so he has received them previously, and this is not the first time. Also, I've had a few people tell me that it's weird of me to gift him stuff like Lego sets, like I mentioned in my post. He told me at the beginning of our relationship that his love language is gift giving, and he loves to receive gifts. That's why I do it. I did not think that would come across as weird in any way. Yeah, no, that's not weird. I only spend around $50 each time, which is nothing for me as I've got a well-paying job. I was in a relationship for 2 years previously, and I gave my partner monthly gifts during the entire relationship. So I'm no way trying to love bomb him. I just always want my partner to know that they're loved and appreciated. Big update everybody, his mother is asking if she can call me. What should I do? His mother loves me and is honestly an angel. I don't know what he's told her about the situation. Should I be worried? Edit again, I'm sorry for updating so many times, there's a lot happening. I'm gonna take Reddit's advice and I'm gonna take the call from his mum. I don't think she means any harm in calling me, but if it gets hostile at all, I'll hang up. I'm also considering cancelling lunch tomorrow, but it partially depends on how the phone call goes. I've also had somebody suggest sending them both the link to this post, which I am considering. Everybody's opinions on that would be appreciated. I told his mum that she can call me this evening, so I'll update after that as well. Update number 1. Oh my god, there's so much here. Update 1. Alright guys, this is not the update that any of you were expecting, or maybe it is, and it's definitely not the one that I was expecting. But his mum called me and it was both him and his mum on the phone. I pretty quickly told them that I wasn't willing to talk to both of them, but my ex-boyfriend was crying, like crying actual tears, so I listened. His mum told me that he'd been talking to her about it, and she wants him to talk to me with her support, so he can tell me everything. He started it by telling me how he hasn't felt like I'm what he wants in a woman. I'm not willing to move in with him yet, and he's somebody who only wants to date for 6 months before getting engaged, which he had not told me ever before, so that surprised me. This would mean that he wants to be engaged next month, which is very much way too soon for me. He also told me that he has trauma around cheating because his high school girlfriend cheated on him in junior year, and you guessed it, apologized with a rose. Then he told me that he wants somebody who's less career focused and somebody who wants to have kids and not work. He said that he thinks some of my ideals and morals are skewed, but wouldn't tell me which ones or what he meant. He also told me that he realized I'm a radical feminist, which I think is extreme because while yeah, I am a feminist, I don't hate all men or think they're all bad. I never talk even badly about them to him, and have really given him no reason to think this, aside from being pro-choice. He said that he can't date somebody who doesn't respect him and emasculates him. Bro, come on. He said the flowers I gave him showed him that I viewed him as feminine. You were the one who was complaining about not getting any flowers, and also showed that I was cheating. Oh, this is terrible. I told him again that I was not her, yeah, and had never cheated on him, and I asked if he'd cheated on me before. He was quiet for, I kid you not, a full 2 minutes, and then he asked me to define cheating. Oh my god. I asked him if he had slept with somebody else and he said no. I asked why he mentioned the flowers, if he thought flowers were emasculating, and he said that it was more about the fact that men are treated, and I quote, more as slaves than human in our society. Oh my god, dude. This is so sad. He said that it was less less about him wanting flowers and more about him feeling like women aren't owed flowers. That was enough explanation on where he was coming from for me. I told him our relationship was clearly over and we don't share the same ideals. He said that he was willing to work on it if I'd make changes to become wife material. Bro, where do you get off? I said no and I hung up. Oh, this is unbelievable. So yeah, lunch is definitely cancelled and we're not together anymore. His mum didn't really say much other than that she would miss me and would always care about me. Yeah, she was probably thinking, oh my god, son, what the hell are you saying? I know it all seems like it was the best for me, but I'm heartbroken and I didn't expect our relationship to end like this. He knew that I wanted to work on my career, wait to have kids and stuff, and always said that he was fine about it. So it does seem like his expectations are suddenly different. Yeah, he probably started watching some toxic ass guy and believed everything they said. I've been non-stop crying since the call and I don't know what to think. I feel so stupid for not seeing that he was like this sooner and I wish I never dated him. But I hope that gives some closure to everybody and I appreciate everybody's help and kind words. Thank you everybody. Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. There is literally zero possibility of anybody being the a-hole in this situation except him. The way that he spoke about you is a warning about who he really is. Dump that loser. He very obviously is a not very confident misogynist and blames women for self-induced pitfalls. The second top comment says, the hell? This dude's a major a-hole for sure, certainly not the a-hole. I'd be over the moon to receive flowers. This dude certainly sounded like he was asking for flowers without asking for them. This is either rage bait or your boyfriend is a total jerk for sure and showing his true colors. No, I don't feel like it's rage bait. I 100% feel like it's real. And the fact that OP said that he wasn't always like this too, it genuinely reads to me like this guy got invested in some really toxic guy on the internet and then started believing all the toxic crap that they say. Like this is halfway to being a nice guy incel type. And also not even to mention the define cheating part. So like he didn't have sex with another person, but something disloyal happened. Yeah, I feel so sorry for OP, but obviously OP is definitely better off. And the bit where it said he's willing to work on things if OP's willing to make changes to become wife material. That's unbelievable. And that's enough for today. We need to read something wholesome. My sister got a new kitten and sent me this. Oh, that is so unbelievably cute. Nez, look at how cute that is. That is so beautiful. I love cats so much. Thank you for watching today's episode, everybody. I hope you had a great time today. If you did, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. And the comment of the day goes to Rue. Jin moves even a little bit. Vincey, this is the most important thing in the video. Yeah, even the couple of times where I've had to put the post over Jin's face, I felt so bad about that. Like, no, I can't put a post over Jin. That is such a funny comment, Rue, and thank you for commenting that. And thank you for the support, everybody. That was such a fun episode. Already ready for the next episode. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every other day. Bye!